Hi, second graders. I hope you're having a good day. I am going to read you our read aloud, which is called the Have a Good Day Cafe. And just like our book yesterday, that was about a abuela and a little girl named Mia, this story is about his grandmother and a little boy. And this story is about how you can work together as a family to solve problems. And I notice on the front cover that they are sharing maybe this is called a wok, and this is something that they use a lot in Asian cooking. So our main characters in this story are Korean, and they're cooking something in their wok. And I noticed that the grandmother is using something that looks different than what we would use when we're eating, or what we use in America. So what is this called? Or what are these called? They're called chopsticks. And if you've never used chopsticks before, I challenge you to learn how to do it. It is fun. It's hard. I am not very good at using chopsticks, but it presents a challenge when you're eating. So if you have never used chopsticks before, try it out. All right, so let's see. The Have a Good Day Cafe. I wonder how this little boy and his grandmother's relationship is similar or different to the relationship that we read about yesterday. Here's the title page, the Have a Good Day Cafe. This is a food cart that you might see outside. People sell food out of these food carts. This says hot dogs, pizza, and soda. All right. They're attaching the food truck to the back of their van to bring it around with them. All right, here we go. Grandma is in the kitchen making a big pot of rice soup. After helping Mom and Dad hitch our food cart to the back of the van, I'm so hungry. I say. The gook-bap smells good. Grandma says back, delicious. Last spring, Grandma came to America to live with us. I have a connection. That's similar to the story that we read yesterday, right? Their grandma came over from another country too. We speak mostly in Korean, but Grandma is also learning some English. Her favorite words are hi, bye, and delicious. Daybreak is beautiful here, just like it is back home, Grandma murmurs as she stirs the soup. Every morning as the sun rose over the rice fields, I would cook delicious food for my whole family. Grandma sighs. How I miss my country. I know, Grandma, I say. So in our book yesterday, the grandma didn't know how to speak English at the beginning of the book. It sounds like this grandma knows English pretty well, and that this little boy knows more in Korean than the little girl knew of Spanish. When we were outside, you reminded me of your father when he was 7 years old, Grandma tells me. He would help me carry sacks of rice and vegetables home from the village market. I feel sorry for Grandma, always daydreaming about the past. The faraway look on her face means she wishes she were back in Korea instead of here with us. Help me put breakfast on the table, Mike, Grandma says. And one by one, I carry 4 steaming bowls of gook-bap to the table. The wonderful smell of the soup fills the apartment. You're the best cook, Grandma, I say. Grandma winks at me. You're the best helper, Mike. I also think that my grandmother, she's not alive anymore. I called her Nana. She was Italian, and she would make the best food. She would cook pasta sauce for hours on the stove, and it was filled with pepperoni and sausage. So I agree with Mike, our main character. Grandmas are the best cooks. Mike. After breakfast, Dad says to Grandma, Omoni, we must go now. Today, Grandma says. I'm going to. Omoni, Dad says, frowning. It's going to be a hot day. You should stay home and rest your feet in this cool apartment. I did not travel 10,000 miles just to stay home and rest my feet day after day. I am tired of resting my feet, Grandma insists. We're off to the city. The streets are bustling with cars and trucks and people going to work. The sun shines brightly over the tall buildings. The clock tower high in the sky chimes 7:45. Mom and Dad set up our food cart at the usual spot on a block that surrounds a park. This is a very busy corner, Dad assures Grandma as he sets down her straw mat on a grassy spot under a shade tree. We have it all to ourselves. By lunchtime, there will be a parade of people on the sidewalk, Mom adds. Mom and Dad balance the big umbrella that springs open over the cart before going to work preparing the food. Bagels and orange juice for breakfast, hot dogs and pizza for lunch, pretzels and popcorn. These are my favorite American foods. I take out my crayons and draw a giant slice of pizza. Grandma studies my picture with open eyes. Mike, what are those funny red circles? She asks. Pepperoni, I say, giggling. I love pepperoni. When your father was small, his favorite food was mandu, Grandma says. I would hold a hot, steaming dumpling to his lips and make him smile with it. How he would laugh and laugh. I laugh too, thinking about a dumpling smile. But I wish Grandma wouldn't daydream about the past so much. Taxis honk their horns while noisy buses drop off and pick up passengers. A few people stop for bagels and orange juice. Soon 2 other carts set up near our corner. Those carts serve the same food as ours, Grandma says with a frown. Why are they here? I ask. This is our corner. Mom and Dad exchange worried looks. I guess the city is allowing other food carts here now, Dad says. That's probably a problem if they're serving hot dogs and pizza, and they're serving hot dogs and pizza, and they're serving hot dogs and pizza. Well, then all the money's not necessarily going to go to them. Grandma fans herself and watches the morning pass. I'm having fun drawing letters and colors of Grandma's fan. I hold up my picture for her to see. I love Grandma, I read. Grandma hugs me. I love Mike, she says. By noon, a small line forms at our food court. One customer orders some chips and a soda. Have a good day, Mom says as she hands the man his change. A second customer orders a hot dog. Have a good day, Dad says as he gives the girl her food. I like this, have a good day saying, Grandma remarks. In Korea, we say, whew. Sometimes when things are in another language, it's hard for me to read, so I'm going to do my best. In Korea, we say, Ani onkai, kashi pseo, but it all means the same thing. So that's how they would say have a good day in Korean, although I don't think I'm saying that right. Only a few more customers trickle our way before lunchtime is over. Heat rises off the sidewalk. Grandma fans herself so wildly it seems as if the leaves on the shade tree are blowing. The rest of the afternoon slowly ticks by. Every now and then, Dad gazes up at the clock tower. Hours pass. No more customers. As the sun sets over the sidewalk, Grandma watches me help Dad hitch up our food cart. Slow business today, Grandma comments. Too much competition now, Mom says, sounding worried. I'm wondering, based off of what I saw on the cover and what's happening with the food carts, right? There's a lot of food carts selling the same thing. I wonder if they're going to have an idea. It says there's a lot of competition. I wonder what they could do to make that competition not so steep. Summer days pass like blurry buses whizzing by. Every day, Grandma sits on her straw mat and fans herself while I draw pictures. One cloudy day, Mom shakes her head as the 2 other carts set up. Not enough business here for 3 carts, she says. We need more customers. Why don't we move to a new corner? Grandma asks. Because our license says this is our corner, Dad explains. Grandma's forehead wrinkles with concern. Raindrops begin to fall during lunchtime. Umbrellas open like giant mushrooms. People rush by our food cart and into buildings. Worry crosses Dad's face as thunder rolls in. Too many more days like this, and we may have to give up our cart, he says. And go back to Korea? Grandma asks with a wishful look. Grandma, I cry, America is our home now. The ride home that evening is long and quiet. So they're not making enough money selling the pizza and hot dogs in their food truck. Grandma heads for the kitchen to make dinner. Come help me, Mike, she says. As I help Grandma make the noodles and sauce for jjajangmyeon, I suddenly have an idea. I tell Grandma, and she is excited, and together we make a plan. What do you think that plan is? I wonder. The next morning, Grandma wakes me up so early the moon is still bright in the sky. Today we really are going to have a good day, I whisper. Grandma nods, and we tiptoe down the hall. In the kitchen, Grandma opens the refrigerator. She takes out a big piece of beef, 2 heads of cabbage, and all the carrots and zucchini she can find. We slice some of the meat for bulgogi, then marinate the slices in soy sauce, sesame seeds, and garlic. We stir-fry cellophane noodles for chapchae, then season the dish to perfection. We roll out dough and stuff mandu. We chop colorful vegetables for bibimbap, then whip up pancake batter for jjajang. The noise wakes Mom and Dad. Why are you two cooking this feast? Dad says sleepily. Why do you think they're cooking this feast? What was their idea? Today we're going to have a new menu, I say. Today we'll sell Korean food from our cart. Grandma holds a mandu up to her lips and makes a smile with it. Mom and Dad smile back and laugh. So mandu's a dumpling. See how it looks like a smile? In the city after breakfast, we get ready for lunchtime. Mom, Dad, and Grandma grill bulgogi, fry mandu, and flip jjajang. Then they begin putting out our Korean delicacies. Mike, why don't you come help us set up? Grandma asks. I'm busy drawing a sign, I reply. I hurry to finish and then hold up my sign for Grandma to see. Have a good day, cafe, I announce. Grandma claps her hands and shouts, Have a good day, cafe! Mom and Dad chime in, Have a good day, cafe! Dad lifts me up and I tape my sign to our umbrella for the whole city to see. Grandma fans herself anxiously as we await the lunch crowd. She fans and fans herself until she is fanning so fast the aromas of our food travel up and down the street and around the corner. Soon as the chorus of mms come our way as everyone follows the delicious smells to the Have a Good Day Cafe. A long line forms at our cart. One customer orders a bowl of bibimbap. Have a good day, Dad says, as he hands her the food. A second customer orders a platter of bulgogi and rice. Have a good day, Mom says, as she gives the man his change. A third customer orders mandu and jjajang. Have a good day, Grandma and I say together. Wow, a lot of people are coming to their cart. The line finally dwindles down at the end of the day. With a purple crayon, Grandma waves me over to the straw mat. Mike, let's plan tomorrow's menu, she says. How about naengmyeon, I suggest. I love noodles. Grandma nods. Sounds good. What about some spicy vegetable side dishes? My mouth waters. And kalbi, Grandma adds. Yum, I say. I love spare ribs too. Grandma sighs happily. It's been a good day, Mike. A great day, I say. At the Have a Good Day Cafe. Grandma puts her arm around me and hugs me tight. I think she is feeling right at home now. The ends. At the end of our book, there are the Korean characters, so how you would write it in Korean, and then it also says how to say it. So I need to look at this because some of those words were hard for me to say. So it says learn about Korean words in the story. So that would be fun. Maybe you pause it here and you practice saying some of these words. Maybe you go out and get a pair of chopsticks and practice eating your dinner with chopsticks. But I hope you enjoyed our story and I hope you have a good day.